Hello family and friends and fellow YouTubers, it's Kim here from Hancock Homestead and Gardens, and today it is Monday, September the 11th, and it is time for Motivational Monday. But I do want to share with you that 9/11 is a very sad day for the United States. That was the day that we had some terrorists hit our World Trade Centers and our Pentagon, and had one aimed for the White House. And I'm sure that YouTube will probably demonetize this because they're going to feel like I'm making a political statement. And the truth is that I'm not making a political statement. It doesn't matter what country you are in. If you lose that many lives to terrorism, it's a sad day. It doesn't matter what your political stance is. It's a sad day to lose that many lives. And it has affected so many people. My son was, 13 years old. He was in the 6th grade when that occurred. And because of that incident and having it be such a large part of his life at that time, 7 years later, he enlisted in the Navy. And after serving his country in the Navy, he left the Navy, and now he's serving his country as a civil contractor, a private contractor. And he is over in Afghanistan right now on this day because of something that happened in 2000. And it's 2017 right now. So 17 years, this incident has affected his life. And it has also affected our life, because it has meant that for the majority of his young adult life, we have not seen our son. He has been in several places fighting terrorism. And I'm not trying to make a political statement. I'm really not. But I am trying to tell you that when something like that happens, it is personal. And it is personal to so many people. We did not lose anyone during the 9/11 attack. Us being from Missouri, the Midwest, we did not have the attacks directly at us. But it affected our whole nation. And it affected our family. And my heart just goes out to so many of the people today that were directly affected. And I just want to say that my thoughts and prayers are with you all. And so I'm wearing my American shirt today, my United States flag shirt today, in memory of all those who died in the United States and all of those who serve the United States in one capacity or another. And I also just want to say a special hello and heartfelt love to my son. And he's so far away from me today, and I don't know, it's just really hitting home today how far he is and how little we get to see of him. He does call when possible, and he does Skype when possible. But we all know as mothers that that's not the same as being able to reach out and physically give your child a hug. Okay, I gotta take a minute. And to tell you the truth, I really don't care if YouTube does demonetize this, because this issue is so important to the United States and to other countries. Other countries have been affected by these terrorists. We are not the only country out here suffering. So YouTube, you do what you need to do, but let me just say this as a mother. I miss my son. And there are a lot of other people out there missing their sons and daughters and spouses. And terrorism is wrong. It's just downright wrong and evil there. Okay. I think everyone can agree with that. You know, I am not politically making a statement here against a religion or a group of people in authenticity. Okay? I am making a statement against terrorism. Okay, so as you all can see, I have my setup here because I still have tons of apples coming on the trees, and I am trying to slowly get them processed. Either fresh pies, fresh applesauce, fresh slices, or canning. And today I decided I wanted to do some canning. It's a quiet day here. Karen and Jeffrey and Emma won't be out until later on tonight. And I need something to keep me occupied, to keep my mind focused on something positive. And I remember how much my son loved his dad's apple pies. Yes, John bakes awesome apple pies. I bake awesome apple pies too, but you know, anytime Dad does something, it's always just a tiny bit more special. I'm sorry, guys. Just a minute. Okay, I'm gonna get through this. I've got to get through this because I really want to share some stuff with you. Paul's dad is outside right now washing every car. Paul will understand this. He's outside washing every car, every vehicle, every appliance, or not appliance, but every tool, you know, the lawnmower, whatever he can find to wash and do maintenance on to keep his mind off of this day. And the fact that our son is now doing his 5th tour in Afghanistan, and he just left. So I think that's why it's still kind of emotional, because he just left a couple of weeks ago. And every time he goes over, we're always worried, you know, will he come back? So anyway, we're both doing things today to try to keep our mind off of the fact that our son is so far away and has been for so much of his life. And my thoughts and prayers also go out to his wife Edna today, who's from Mexico. And although their family was not directly affected by the earthquake that occurred down there, I'm sure there will be some indirect effects. It's kind of sad. She and Paul live in Texas, and when she heard about Hurricane Harvey coming in, she left Texas to go to Mexico to stay with her family until the hurricane was over. And no sooner than what she got down there, and the earthquake hit. And the earthquake is somewhat south of where her family is, but like I said, I'm sure they were indirectly affected. And so, man, I tell you, the U.S., we're going through some pretty tough times. Well, North America is going through some pretty tough times right now. It's going through some pretty tough times right now because of the hurricanes and because of the earthquake down south. So thoughts and prayers go out to all the people in Texas, Florida, Mexico, anyone that's in direct line of these natural disasters. So alright, so my camera is telling me I need to change my battery pack, so it might be a good time for me to do that so that I can regain my composure. So I'll be back. Okay friends, so I'm back. I took a short break to recharge the camera battery and to recharge my inner battery so that I could continue on in a positive mode. And while I was taking my break, I did go ahead and start slicing some apples. And to this water, I have added the juice of a half lemon wedge. Okay, because lemon juice will keep the apples from turning brown. Alright, and then I'm just letting it soak in there. Okay, and today I'm doing Red Delicious apples. And they make awesome applesauce. They make pretty good apple pies. But they get kind of mushy for apple pies, but they make excellent applesauce and apple butter. So that's what I'm doing today. But before I continue on, it is time to do the next list out of 52 List for Happiness, Weekly Journaling Inspiration for Positivity, Balance, and Joy by Morea Seal. Now, I got this book off of Amazon. I'm getting absolutely no reimbursements or credits for doing this. I just think it's a very good book, and I want to share it with you. So, if you haven't done so already, get out your piece of paper and a cup of coffee or a cup of tea, whatever you enjoy, and let's do this list together. Okay, so write this down. List the things that you are really good at. Now, I'm sure that this is going to be difficult for lots of people. Lots of people have trouble complimenting themselves. They feel that it's being vain or boisterous. And I feel like it's all in your tone. I think that you need to know what your weaknesses are, and you need to know what your strengths are. By knowing what your strengths are, you're going to be better able to serve others and to serve yourself. You have to know what you're good at. And so here is my list that I have started. Alright, so list number 3 says, list the things that you are really good at. Okay, I think it's important for people to know this. Now, this is going to be a hard one for a lot of people, though, because a lot of people feel that it is vain or boisterous to compliment yourself. And I think it's all in the tone. I think that you should know what your strengths are. You need to know your weaknesses, and you need to know your strengths, because then you're going to be better able to serve other people and to serve society and to serve yourself. And so for my list, the first thing I have is caring for other people. Now, this was important for me to know that that was one of my strengths, because I did become a teacher. If I did not care for other people, I would not make a very good teacher or a very good librarian. Okay, I have to have a sincere thoughtfulness and caring attitude for people in order to be the best I can be at that occupation. I'm good about caring for other people because I became a mother to 3 wonderful children, and I think they grew up and became well-rounded adults, and I don't think that would have happened if I was not good at being a caring mother. Okay? So caring for other people. And then the second one I also kind of covered here, caring for children. Working with young children, and especially like very young children, preschool, you really have to have a strong capacity for patience. Okay, because young children are very energetic, can sometimes be very stubborn, and it just takes a great deal of patience to deal with their energetic little bodies, their nonstop movement, and their nonstop talking, you know, and their go-get-em attitude. And, you know, so you do have to have a great deal of patience. I also believe that I am very good at caring for animals. I have always had animals in my life. I started out growing up on a farm, and we had horses and pigs and chickens and a dog and a cat, you know. And so I grew up from the very beginning around animals. And even after we moved into the rural town of Centertown, we still had rabbits and chickens and a dog and a cat. And I just learned what it was to have an animal as a companion and to take care of that animal. And as you guys know, even today, we still have chickens, which I love sitting out in the yard watching. I still have a dog, Paulo, that I love being with and playing with, and you know, we have our cat, Spice. And I believe that I am very good at taking care of animals. Okay, so besides being a caring person, I also believe that I am really good at listening to what others have to say and try to give positive feedback and help. You know, it does take skill to be a listener, you know, without thinking about what your next response is going to be. To truly stop and focus on that person and listen to what they're saying without thinking about what your next statement's going to be. So I think I'm a really good listener. And I think my daughters and even my daughters' friends will tell you that, anytime there's a problem, they can talk to me and I truly listen to what they're saying. And, they'll tell you, I don't always have the answers. In fact, most of the time, I don't have the answers. But a lot of times, when someone's talking to you, they're not expecting answers. All they're expecting is a listening ear. Okay? They just want someone to hear them. Like my son says, he calls it venting. You're always a good one to vent to, Mom. Because they know that I'm not going to be trying to jump in with my opinion, trying to jump in with an answer, trying to top them up. I'm just listening. And most of the time, that's all people want. Okay, and positive feedback. I'm always really good at trying to turn things around to make them positive. And I don't know, maybe that goes back to my teaching days, when you would talk to parents about their children. And sometimes you might have a little negative that you might have to tell this parent. And we were always told to do the sandwich. You start with a positive, you squeeze the negative in the middle, and then you end with a positive. And because you want the parents to understand that they are doing a good job, but that this child might have to work on this issue. So, so I guess, maybe that goes back to my training, but I've always been really good about giving positive feedback. All right, so another thing I'm good at. I am good at taking pictures. I have always enjoyed taking pictures ever since I was a young child. I think my parents gave me my first camera when I was like 7. I have a picture of him. Well, no, my brother was, yeah, that would be about right, because my brother was a year old, and there's a picture of him sitting there and me with my first camera, and he was one of my first subject matters. So, Stephen, out there taking all your wonderful pictures, you are my first subject matter. So anyway, so I'm really good at taking pictures, and especially at documenting like events and gatherings, like a birthday party or a wedding or an anniversary party. And because I am pretty good at documenting events, I was able to get a job at a local newspaper covering organizations and their events. So another thing that I think I'm good at is writing stories, whether it be a factual story for like the newspaper, or whether it be fictional stories like for my book that I'm trying to get done. I'm also really good at housekeeping. Not particularly liking housekeeping, but I'm good at it. I just have this little thing in my head that knows how to organize and knows how to make something look nice. So good at housekeeping, good at organizing, good at like interior design. So yeah, good at that. I also have an artistic eye, which means that I'm pretty good at crafts, good at drawing, painting, those kind of subject matters. So yes, I have an artistic eye. So those are some of the things that I am good at. What did you put on your list? What was your number one thing that you are good at? All right, so that is it for this Motivational Monday, is to think of your strengths and to put them on a piece of paper and document them. Have them in concrete. Maybe hang them up on your refrigerator so that you can remind yourself, I am good at this, okay? I'm also realizing I'm pretty good at homesteading. So, okay, well, if you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. And if you want to know more about our homestead and what we do on it, please subscribe. This is Kim from Hancock Homestead and Garden saying bye for now.